Welcome to Drinkin, Bros, kids. France Press edition here. Got the world's biggest dirtbag on the program today. Aaron Berg is here. Nope.
Oh.
No. He's close. He's close, but it's you.
Nice. Thanks, man.
Look at that. Keep the camera on him, please. Just keep it on Aaron.
Wow.
Look at this, dude. Look at you. You were. Is he the first guest in 1,500 episodes who rolled out in a tank top?
No, but he doesn't actually own any shirts that have sleeves.
I got shirts. I just don't like them. They take away from my overall appearance of looking like a midlife crisis gay dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it looks very Stonewall.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Gay dudes love this look.
70s Stonewall era is kind of this look right now where it's like, hey, I'm gay. I like to fuck hard. I like to
raw.
Real hard. Raw.
Wait, what's AIDS?
Yeah.
That's what I asked.
Who cares?
That's my I don't care.
I want to die from
You're telling
AIDS.
me I'm going to get a cold from fucking this stranger I met in a movie theater in Philadelphia? I'll roll the dice.
You'll be fine. Hire Denzel as your lawyer and let's move on with our lives.
Wait, a cold? Are you talking about AIDS?
Yes. Yes, dude.
Gay cold.
That's how it starts.
It's a gay cold.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
That's what Fauci called it.
Yeah.
You know, you got that gay cold, huh?
Remember how many people Fauci killed with his AIDS medicine?
You see that tattoo on his shoulder, right?
Which
Everyone
one?
knows the Atlas is a sign for taking it.
Yeah,
But the weight of the balls on my shoulders. That's what it means.
there's 900 tattoos on his arm, so just kind of singling it out.
Atlas
to one.
shrugged when a dick went in his ass. Yeah, that book by Ayn Rand. Remember that?
Sure did, dude.
Yeah.
That does
Gotta
seem
do shrugs.
That does seem like a Greek, or a stereotypical Greek response to getting
Greek
butt
people
sex.
used to butt fuck all the time.
Constantly.
I know.
It wasn't gay. It was a wrestling move.
Sure was.
Yeah, you, like
Still is.
Yeah.
Still is. Yeah, we've got a D1 wrestler here.
I'm starting to think that Greek people might have cloacas.
What is that?
And that's what cloaca
blowhole.
is, a combined vagina butthole.
Come on.
You want to check?
dude.
Like a bird has
That's
a
not a
cloaca.
real thing.
I'm happy.
That's not a real thing.
Birds have cloacas, asshole.
Come on.
Yeah,
They
that's,
do. That's the only way they piss and shit.
This is New York.
A vagina asshole.
This is
Yeah.
Canadian public.
That's what I would call like a
education.
really rude lesbian.
Oh, it sure is, dude. A cloaca. Get this cloaca off the
You
flight.
vagina asshole. It's a pretty
Now,
good thing to
this
call
is
it.
a ostrich's prolapsing cloaca.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
put that up
on.
full
I haven't
screen.
fucked in 4 days. You're going to show me this? I'm going to be rock hard. Ah, yeah!
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Now, that's not hot.
Oh,
That's
sure
how close
isn't.
his tongue.
Yeah.
The knees are rough, though, so you know she gives head.
Oh, my
So-
God. Look, it's dripping, too. Look at the bottom.
Well,
There's a big
you don't want it
drip.
to be dry. What the hell?
It's like someone just blew it and spit on it. Like one of those gross porns.
Bless it, man. I just got here, too.
It's veiny, too.
Shit.
There's also like caked up shit around the hole if you look right above
No.
on the white part there.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's
Is this
not
on?
clean.
Is this on YouTube or no? Well, it could be.
This bird did
Could
not
be because
bidet.
it's an animal, right?
Yeah.
So can we show an animal's asshole like this? Not sure what the rules.
I
are.
don't
Is
see.
YouTube anti-science? That's the question.
They definitely
yes.
are because if
Yes,
you
they
talk
are.
about vaccines, they'll fucking ban you. So they're definitely anti-science.
I mean, or anti-Biden, by the way, that
Yeah.
will ban you.
Yeah, apparently.
Come on.
Oh, dead serious. So
But everybody's anti-Biden.
I know, right? I've never met one person who voted for Biden in real life.
Nobody did.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I figured it out, Bob, over the weekend. What happened with the YouTube sitch and everything else. So we actually had a video removed, Dan. I don't know if you saw
yeah,
that.
I saw that. Yeah, it's funny.
You know which one it was?
It's the one where we were
Hunter Biden
showing Hunter Biden's blocked out wiener, but it was like completely censored. There's nothing
Well, not only that, but that was the image that was shown
on C-SPAN.
Yes,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
So like that was live in the public and everywhere else. And then the other one that got us dinged, I figured it out. I saw this video of I don't know if you saw it, Aaron, of Joe Biden with Eva Longoria and they were doing the Flamin' Hot movie.
Yeah, when she felt him up, or he felt her up.
Trying to feel up her tits.
Oh, yeah.
And then she moved the hand out the last second. Did you see that video?
No.
Okay, Bob, if you can pop that up on our page here and just show it to Aaron. It doesn't matter now. So the weird thing was, it went completely viral in like 2 days. And all I did was shoot it off the fucking TV.
Yeah.
And add like a stupid sound effect. It was like a 9-second video, no big deal.
Sound effect? Wow.
Yes. Like everything stereotypical that you
Yeah.
could do for that, right? It was just, ooh, you know, and that was it. No big deal. I didn't really think anything of it. It took off before, this is my guess, before YouTube could catch it. It got to 7.2 million views in like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, as all this shit started coming in of like dings against the channel, I looked at the video count for this. It stopped at 7.2, nothing further. You have to type it in word by word to even find the video anymore. And that's kind of when all of our shit went wonky. Play this real quick here. And I don't think it's bad. This is something that Aaron would do or probably did do in the last 48 hours.
Wait.
Whoa. Oh! She caught him right there and then kept the chant going.
It's a classic
What was
move.
the chant? Grab my tits.
That's it.
Yeah.
Grab my tits.
That's a classic
That's it.
move, though, for
Right
creepy
there.
old dudes.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They just want to touch tits.
Well,
old guys.
your arms are too low, I think, for that move.
Yeah, mine
Too
would be
short.
Like,
Too short,
I'd have
though,
to
right?
do the face, then down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a nice. How tall is your wife?
4'1".
Yeah, that would make sense. Because a guy like you, it's no offense, it's kind of like T-Rex, though, where,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to get a smaller girl in there to kind
Well, no,
of
I
grope
think
like that.
where I was going with that is if you got like a 5'9", 5'10" girl, you're right at tit level, dude. That's
shit.
and there's you don't even have to apologize for it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out with a 5'11" girl once, and it was really awkward. Like if we're fucking and I wanted to kiss her, I had to pull out and climb up, and
Yeah.
then kiss her, and then slide back down.
But was it a good time? Did you enjoy yourself?
I think
Yeah.
that
Her name
you're
was Madison. She was a stripper.
Your auto,
Oh, really?
Your autobiography should be titled "Pull Out and Climb Up." I think that should be.
It's a good.
No,
Yeah.
it's the classic American dirtbag.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about you screams dirtbag, and it's awesome, and it's why we love you.
You
but-
know I'm American now, and the first time I was on your show, I was not American.
Is that true?
I was Canadian, and I had a green card, but now I'm American. I did the test last year.
Oh, fuck. Congratulations.
Was it? Is there like an AIDS test or anything?
No, they don't check your health.
Oh,
They
nice.
let people with AIDS in.
So what is it exactly? Break it down for the audience, because Joel's got a mail-order bride back there. That it's,
Congrats.
Well, she's still on hold. So it's
Didn't
still
ship over yet?
No, it's on the Amazon thing of like, to be delivered
In the basket?
Right. We don't know when they're gonna
It's like one of those Wayfair things that
be
takes
back
like
in
months
stock.
to
They
get
parachute.
here.
Exactly.
They parachute you in. I think.
Where's she coming from?
Prague.
Prague.
Yep.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
So it's gonna take a while.
She must be good looking.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen a bad-looking girl over there?
No.
Why the
And-
fuck do you think we care about being in Ukraine? It's only because they look hot
Yeah.
and they're white.
What club is she going to dance at when she gets here?
Red Rose?
I don't know.
Sugars?
That's number one here.
No, Yellow Rose.
My husband
Yellow
do a
Rose.
television show, but I have to be in here and make money and watch children's.
I think she sells advertising. Actually.
Really?
I think.
Okay.
Is that
Adderall?
Joel? Is that right? Yeah.
Does Joel even
that's
know
right.
what she does for a living?
Yeah, she sells advertising for like a newspaper or
Is
some
this
shit
a
over there.
scam, do you think?
No, not that. I just wouldn't ask based on looks. Have you ever met somebody with a mail order who got one in?
No.
I did. Relationship worked for like 10 or 12 years.
And then?
She was the long game. She got her entire fucking family over within the 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
As soon as they all got over, it was like fucking 16 family members. It was gnarly.
Wow.
And as soon as she played the long game, as soon as it was over, see you later. But he pulled her off a stage in, I think it was Thailand or something like that.
Yeah, but you can do that once every 10 years.
Yes.
As long as you make them sign a prenup and you don't have to lose all your shit, just do it once every 10 years, and that's your. Instead of having a 10-year anniversary, because you got to buy like what diamonds, I think, for 10 years.
I think so,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you just go back to Thailand.
Yep. And so with him, he was like a CPA to the stars, like every celebrity there was. So like he had all of that airtight, and was just kind of meh. All right.
Had a prenup or didn't have
Yeah,
a
he
prenup?
did.
Oh, that's
Of course he
pretty
did.
good.
But he
Yeah.
was just like meh. It's time to move on.
Did it
Who
break
gives
his
a
heart?
shit?
And you go get a new one.
Sad?
He never said it, and that's the weird thing to me. But he's one of those guys who never really left the house. He had to work 14 hours a day and all that other shit. So I think he was.
Yeah.
But then again, if you had done it once, it's pretty easy to kind of go back now.
Maybe you don't want to get married again. And also, I think like some people get divorced, they don't care about losing half. They're like, this is just better.
If you're that rich. But if you're not rich and you're losing half, then it hurts.
Well, I think he's saying people are willing to give up the money just to get rid of that whore.
Yeah, when people get divorced, they seem pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis C.K. does a good bit on that. Divorce is very rarely a sad event.
Yeah, you're
Right.
like, I miss my kids a little bit, but then you're like, oh, look at all this free time I got
Yep,
and shit.
yep,
I mean,
yep.
I get it.
You still have
marriage
weekends.
is hard work.
It is.
Did you ever think about getting divorced?
No.
I did.
Well, look, you go through fights where you
Yeah.
you each say it and everything else, but every single couple does.
Yeah.
But in the end, you have kids.
Yeah,
In
one.
the end, when you have kids, then it's like, all right.
If you're a responsible man, there's
Correct.
other people that don't give a shit. You know that you got to stay with your wife because it'll help your kids grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you make it work. But then there's some other people that their logic is like, I'd rather them be in 2 happy households than 1 miserable household. It's like marriage is fucking work. You got to work at it. It's not, you're not the same man that you were before you got married.
No, it's 2 CEOs in a relationship, and you got to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reason to get married.
Well, it should be 1 CEO and then 1 like janitor.
1 maid for the office.
Says the one single guy at this table.
It's always single people that have the best relationship advice. Like, I need someone that's just like me. Like, you watch on dating shows, you're like, oh, this person is never going to get married. And it's never going to. The person you marry is not like you at all. If they pretend to like what you do at first, that's to get you.
Yeah.
And then once you're married, marriage is 2 people living together. One of them likes the temperature at 80, the other likes the temperature at 60. That's exactly what it is.
I
2
feel
people
like
different.
I'm good with the different part. If it was someone like me that I ended up marrying, 1, the kids would be fucked. Right?
Because it'd be 2 dads.
They would be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be. This is Ted Kaczynski level, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't. I would. That's irresponsible. I wouldn't do that. But the temperature thing is a deal breaker for me.
I think
You fuck with my thermostat in my house, you're out, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Hear me out. I think
happens.
when you get married and get that marriage license, they should ask you, what is the temp going to be set at on the thermostat? If you both don't agree on it, the judge should just look at you and be like, you're going to get divorced.
I can afford blankets, dude. We don't have to fucking do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it. I like my house cold.
Same.
Yeah.
What's the
Because
number?
you're a fucking man.
Like, I would say maybe 70, 72.
69.
But then, yeah. But then the winter, I like it warm. And then she gets upset and she's like, it's too warm. And she'll turn it down. And then I just turn it up. And
I'm the same way. I like it a little cold in the winter, too.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, 69, no pun intended on that one.
Yeah.
And that's where I live. And luckily, that's where my wife lives as well.
69.
And if you can't
But
agree
you don't
on
69 ever. Married couples don't 69.
I enjoy it.
Still
I don't
do
know
it?
for dads watching, but look, whenever you can. With 3 though in the house running around, it's tough to pop off sweet moves.
Yeah.
And because it's time consuming.
Yeah.
And then God forbid the kid comes in and it's a 69. That's probably
Yeah.
the worst to see your mom and dad
You
in.
look it up over your wife's
No,
pussy
that's
asshole
fine.
combo. I thought that was locked.
It's still
Mom fell. Mom fell. She was changing the light bulb.
that's still a legit wrestling position. That's north-south. That's a real
Yeah.
thing. I could still explain that.
Not buck naked.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Unless you're wearing singlets and then you pull it over to get that
I
puss
lock
out.
the door. We lock the bedroom door at night if we're gonna squeeze one in. And then it's happened where my kid been like, and I'm like, and I'm pushing the Hart onto the side, and I'm like, you get it, get the door. And then I'm like, just pretend, oh, hi, we're sleeping. That's what you do. But we've never full on 69. I think we're both like, I was weighing like 200 and change for a while. I wouldn't get on my wife's face, but we'll like sideways.
Whoa. Why are you on top in a
What
69?
do you mean? That's the best.
No, that is not. That is not how you do that.
Yeah,
You've never done a U on top 60.
No, dude.
If you're trying,
Whoa.
if you're trying to
It's the best.
if you're trying to punish her face, that's the only way to
your
do
fucking face.
We got listeners here in the studio. All of you guys, you dirtbags, are shaking your head. You, yes? And then you know?
Yeah.
No, me too. Bob? Upside down 69?
I've never gone on top.
Me
on
neither.
69. Sideways or on bottom?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
we do
it.
sideways mostly.
Sideways on bottom, but
You lay her head off the bed. And then you slide a little bit. Yeah, see, my man's over here. That's what I'm saying.
And you fuck her
And then
throat.
you fuck her face, and then you lean down.
Yeah.
outside her bed, bro, and then she
And then you don't even eat the pussy more. You're slapping it with your left hand.
slapping it. Yeah.
that is
By the way, he's
aggressive.
not a listener. That's his partner on what's it
Street
called?
Famous
Street
NYC.
Famous.
Oh,
NYC,
shut the
yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah.
God damn,
Yeah.
we would have thrown an extra microphone up here. I don't give a fuck. Shit, if you can do it, Giorgio, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. That's hilarious, though. Never attempted that.
Never.
Never.
It's a good way to recover from a brutal fight.
Yeah.
But
Because not all.
Yes,
not,
you're
that
fucking
means
her face.
you've won the fight.
That talk hole where those fucking harsh words came out of, you're just slamming your dick into it.
It does two things.
Pushing those words back into her heart.
It does two things. It's breakups, or not breakup, but it's makeup sex,
Yeah.
right? Plus, you're reestablishing dominance over this woman.
If
At the
they're
same
in
time,
the wrong, what if you're
it doesn't
in the
matter
wrong?
When's
who's
that
right or
at?
wrong. It doesn't matter who's right or wrong. What matters is that my position of dominance is established.
Yeah.
It is, but if you're in the wrong, man, that's a tough ask.
Do you guys
of like,
let the
hey,
dog stay in the room while you fuck?
We don't
I
have
make
dogs
them stay in the
anymore.
room.
Yeah. My dog will stay. And then he's just shattered after you. Just look at me.
What kind of dog
No.
is it?
Chihuahua.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
God, I can see you just shooting on the dog just to do it.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No, that'd be a hate crime because he's Mexican.
Yeah.
That's true. Are you really?
No,
the dog is.
God
Oh,
damn
the
it.
Chihuahua.
dog. Well, you just said you got here. Oh, you were from Canada.
I didn't
You're a
didn't
snow
cross
Mexican.
the river. Yeah, I'm
well,
a
a snow Mexican,
yeah.
and that's all
I
fine.
had to do a test.
Yeah.
Cost tens of thousands of dollars to become an American.
So how much did it cost, and what were the questions like?
01 visas, I had to get 2 of those. Those were about $5,000 each, so that's 10 G's. Green card was about 10, and then citizenship was about 5.
Okay.
So $20K per.
25.
25K,
Yeah.
and then
And
what were the questions like?
There's
What did
100
Francis Scott
questions.
Key write?
Who was the president during the First World War?
Wow, dude, how dumb am I? It's Woodrow Wilson, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Thank God, dude. Look,
It's not easy.
yeah.
A lot of people
You got
say.
it.
I got it.
A lot of
it's
people,
still there.
Who was the president during the Second World War?
FDR.
At first.
Yeah.
Yep.
But somebody else dropped the bomb.
He swapped out. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was,
Biden.
Well, he didn't-
Biden took over the second term. It was a recount. And then there's like, who's the current president? And so I went.
who is that?
I do a joke about it. I go, oh, you know. And then they go, approved. And then who's the vice president? Who's the Speaker of the House? What is the Bill of Rights? It's all, you got to study it. You can't just go in and wing it. And there's 100 questions to study. There's 2 tests circulating. They tell you which one you'll get. And then they give you all the answers and all the stuff, and you study it. Then they call you on the date you're supposed to go in. Then you go in. They ask you 10. They're like, we're going to ask you 10 of these questions. You have to get 6 right. And I got all 6.
60%.
Yeah, an F.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you get
What the fuck?
Wait, let me ask you this: if you get the first 6 right, do you just walk the fuck out?
I got the first 6.
Don't ask me any more questions.
I knew
bitch.
it. I wasn't
Yeah.
fucking. The day I went to train. I'm doing chest, and the phone rings, and they're like, "Hey, it's Customs and Immigration. We have to reschedule your thing." And I'm like, "I've been waiting years to do that," and I'm like, "But why?" And she's like, "We're short staffed today." I'm like, "I'm already on my way. I took work off. I got a babysitter." She's like, all right, get here and we'll fit you in. And I got there. I waited like 2 hours. I went in. They're like, have you ever been a prostitute? Are you a drug addict? And they're like, have you ever been a prostitute? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you need to be
drug
to me?
addict? Have you ever sold drugs? Do you ever have gun charges? You say no to all that, and then you do it, and then they go, okay, all right, you passed, and there's a ceremony in half an hour if you want to do it. Which kind of fucked everything up because my wife wanted to come and all. So I'm like, honey, there's a ceremony now. I got to go. So I just FaceTimed the ceremony. And it was nice. I cried. It was
Did
touching.
you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome to be an American.
To be
It
part
is,
of a
yeah.
real
Fucking-
country and not Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all this
no
time?
blackface prime minister.
Yeah.
Trudeau.
Black and brown.
Yeah,
At
I
least
know.
that's progressive, though, right?
It's
He did multiple
both, yeah.
races.
Yeah.
He's only yellow is left.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But then Hunter says no yellow.
No yellow, so we can't do that anymore. We can't do no yellow anymore.
He doesn't
obviously.
like yellow.
No, it was
That's
in
what
his
he
text.
said, yeah.
It was in a
Here-
text message. No yellow. I know it's Asians are
Well, they
great.
got sideways.
I had
vaginas,
2
but-
Asian hookers once in Vancouver. I did some cocaine. This is back near the end of before I got sober. And I was like, I never had a good threesome before. I had threesomes, but it had been like me and a buddy and a girl, and that's weird. So I wanted 2 chicks, so I ordered 2. And it wasn't bad. It was like $400 for 2 girls.
That's
not
really
bad.
cheap. Yeah.
But this is what, like 12 years ago. And I did some coke and brought them over.
That's
and-
not Bidenomics, man.
No. And they both blew me, but I wanted them to blow me together, and they wouldn't. So one blew me, and then the other one took out like a disinfectant wipe and wiped my dick. And I was like, oh, this first bitch has something. You know what I mean? And then she blew me, and then I banged both of them, and then they left, and I looked in the mirror and posed, and I was like, I'm the greatest man alive.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Oh, you big, strong American boy.
You give it to me.
Oh.
Give me candy bar for my family.
I was sad when y'all left Vietnam.
By the way,
And they're
that's-
like, oh, fuck, dude.
That's twice in the last 2.5 minutes that he's wedged in working out and flexing into
Sure
the
has.
conversation.
Sure,
Yeah.
But look at that. Look at this guy,
It's
dude.
really good.
Yeah.
I love working
We
out.
were walking in Fort Worth Saturday,
So
and he
fun.
walked by a truck, and it had a pretty good reflective surface, and he stood there and posed into it for a good 5 minutes.
I support that.
You know how good you look in a truck
yeah,
where it's like
dude.
everything's popping, you can see your veins
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
You're just standing there next to someone's truck, and then they're in the truck, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
No.
It's like, can you roll the fucking window back up, dude?
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Dude, I'm posing.
What's the matter with you?
You
Yes.
gotta pose.
Stay
Like,
for
you're
5 more minutes.
You're
Yeah.
getting a free show.
Yeah.
Just fucking roll the goddamn window up.
Exactly.
man.
I don't care if you jerk
It's
off.
extremely rude.
You gotta pose.
And you got to tell him to jerk off. Like, hey, dude, if you want to jerk off while you're staring at me and I'm staring at myself, I don't care.
Do your own dirty work, man. Pretend I'm Dirk Diggler.
Exactly. Like, dude, enjoy the same shit I'm enjoying.
Remember that
and
scene
we can
in the
each get
car?
off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
One
he
of
gets
the
his
best.
ass kicked, yeah.
Donkey dick.
One of the best, dude.
Show me that fucking donkey.
Show me a fucking donkey dick, man.
So, speaking of dicks, who's your favorite Canadian?
Dave Coulier. Say it. Say it's Dave Coulier.
Sir Dave Coulier.
Is it Sir Dave Coulier?
No.
He got Alanis Morissette to go down on him in a theater.
Yeah.
He's number one.
Yeah, and then she snitched and sang about it.
I know.
Who's a cool goddamn Canadian? I mean, I am.
Ryan Reynolds. You've got
Ryan Reynolds is okay.
Martin Short, I believe.
Yeah.
There's a lot
John
of those
Candy.
SC TV guys.
John Candy
yeah,
was pretty good.
Who are all on that list?
Alex Trebek.
Oh yeah.
James Naismith.
Michael J.
Drake.
Fox.
Drake. Oh, is Michael J. Fox?
Oh, yeah.
J. Fox.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, dude, I just watched that doc on Apple about him.
I didn't see
Called
that.
Still. He's got a sense of humor about it. He named the documentary Still.
Because he's not.
No, 100%.
Or he's still shaking.
Oh, but it's really, really fucking bad.
Make some of the best martinis you'll ever have.
Yeah.
Sure will.
He wrote a song called Still Shaking after all these years.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So when you watch it, you go through his life and his process and shit. He has to have somebody walk behind him because he falls over so much and is constantly hitting his face and everything else. So he beefed it on the streets of New York. And why he still lives in New York City? No idea.
I
Worst
didn't know he
place to
still
live.
lives in New York. I've never seen him.
Yeah, well, he can't go out that much. So when you watch the doc, he eats it, goes face down, and there's a bystander that's there, and they're just watching. They're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, the fucking ground moved, you know." And like, he's got a really good sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
But the way he said it, he goes, "Dude, I take these meds, and they kick in 20 minutes." And he goes, "It'll make me as still as I can possibly be." But then he goes, "After that, it's fucking bulls on
That's
parade."
shitty.
I know.
You'd think he'd be in a wheelchair or something like that.
He's very close. Like he's getting closer and closer to that. And I think that's
wouldn't
why he wanted
walk
to
if
do
I
it.
was falling all
I
the
didn't.
time.
I wouldn't either, man. That's the first thing I thought when I watched this thing. I was like, why is he still walking like
Good
that?
for him. Maybe
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to stop walking.
I guess not. You know.
He was
but
good
then
in
Doc
Curb Your
Brown is still
Enthusiasm.
fine.
I'm walking here.
Keeps falling in front of the cabs.
It's a good name.
They redo Midnight Cowboy with him. I'm walking here. Boom. Oh, shit.
Over and over and over again.
Why
How's
not?
Voight? He's still alive, John Voight,
John
right?
Voight. I don't think he's got it that bad though.
Yeah.
I think
No.
it's mild. It's like a mild
okay.
form, where it's like an old man, whereas Fox is bad. Like Michael J. Fox. is really
John
fucking
Voight's
bad.
in. The Obamas are a bigger threat to him.
Yeah.
Because he talks a lot of shit.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
I love old movie stars that fucking turn on the mainstream politicians.
It's so
like
rare.
When Clint Eastwood did it. Remember the old talking to the chair
Oh,
bit?
that was
Oh,
brutal.
yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was fucking brutal.
He was too old for it. He needed somebody sweet.
He's too old to be alive, man.
There was a secret group in Hollywood, by the way. I can talk about it now. It says it
Like
fucking
secret group of Republicans.
Friends of Abe, and what it was you met once a month, had a luncheon, and it was a secret place where Republicans could go.
Yeah.
That were famous to hang out with each other, at least talk about the same ideas. Because if you talked about that shit outside of there, you'd be blacklisted.
We were talking about this yesterday, me and Andre, and we're like, Democrats that are rich, we think that they're just guilty for something that they've done, and that's why they're Democrats.
I have a different theory. I think Hollywood in particular, because you look at it, you're up against thousands and thousands of people, actors, directors, all of it, right? It's such a competitive
Well, not
field.
now.
Not now, right? Yeah, exactly. They're all on strike.
Hashtag
but,
strike strong.
Oh, strike strong, yo. But with that, because there's such a huge competition for it, you get all this money when you make it and you become huge and famous,
Yeah.
and then you think to yourself, why me versus anybody else when it truthfully could have been anyone else.
Yeah.
Like in these auditions, you know, you go on them and you do these movies and everything else. You look back and you're like, man, there's 500 people that look like me. Somebody did a slight variation or something else or whatever, but it could have been somebody else this fucking easily.
Yeah.
And why did I get so lucky? And that's where I think the guilt comes from. And then you want to give back and you want to give money and then you feel bad about other shit.
Yeah, but they don't give their money. They give other people's money.
Correct. Yeah.
Because they're cunts.
Yeah, well, and they just don't really believe in the things that they're saying because they still have that mindset of wherever they came from, some small town in Kansas. And you know when they go home, they just get shamed for it.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Fuck that.
Yeah. Like Jennifer Lawrence is a great example. I think her parents are from Kentucky.
Yeah.
I've never met a Democrat from Kentucky. I guarantee you when she goes home, her parents just like, look, it's awesome. You got the Oscar and all that bullshit, but how the fuck did you vote for Biden?
How's all your gay friends out there? Mom, it's not up there. It's out there, by the way. I don't care. Speak with your uncle. He wants to talk to you. You ever met that feller, that Newsom feller down there?
Yeah.
You know, he likes to do adrenochrome out of kids' taints.
Yep.
That's not
Sure
true,
does.
Dad.
Yeah, there's not even a good blood vessel there
No.
No.
to get the.
Where's the adrenochrome come from?
It comes from the adrenal gland.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's at the base of your spine.
Yeah.
Remember
It's a rough
how
one.
Christopher Reeves in South Park had to crack those babies in half and
Yeah.
suck out the fucking. That was technically accurate, I guess.
Yeah.
That's where it
right?
came from.
Yeah.
And now there's the new hot actress is that Sydney Sweeney.
Don't know her. I thought it was Lizzo.
Could not be any hotter.
Who's Sydney Sweeney? Can I see a picture of
Well,
her?
I'll tell you what, Bob. Since this is his first time seeing her, don't pull up any old pic. Let's show him Sydney Sweeney nude so he can really understand who this is. And then obviously don't put that on screen for YouTube. But
Okay.
I don't know who this person is, but she's gonna play the new Spider Girl or some shit.
hurrah. Give her all the roles.
Is she white?
Yes,
How
is.
can she play Spider Girl?
What do you mean?
She can do whatever she wants.
There's like a Spider-Man movie now where
She's
he's
that
Latin.
hot. She's that hot where you're just like, hey, bro, we're
Oh,
all
she's
in.
got two tits.
Yep.
I can see those. Yeah,
Shaped
yeah.
amazingly. Like
Well,
the
yeah, that's,
right
picture.
nipple
That
ratio.
is-
She's natty.
Yeah,
That's all
that's
natty.
that's a perfect.
Why is she naked in these pictures?
Yeah.
Why
Did
not?
she not know these were going to get leaked?
No, she was already doing movies where she was nude. So afterwards, she was like, "Fuck it. If you're gonna, somebody broke in her phone and hacked her shit."
Come on.
Yeah.
What movies did she do nude?
So Euphoria, that huge hit show on HBO. That's
Okay.
her. So if you want to see some graphic sex scenes with her, like that's where everybody's all in now.
She does it there.
Yes.
So now she's going to be a movie star.
She's hot. Well, I mean,
Really
she's
hot.
so
White
she-
Lotus. She was in White Lotus.
Yeah,
Okay.
the second season. Or the first season. Yeah,
yeah.
she just got cast as Spider Girl, I guess.
Give her all the roles.
I don't know, but
All
there's
the
not going to
roles.
be any nudity in Spider Girl. She's going to be in a form-fitting thing the whole time, but
Yeah.
that doesn't do it for me. I need somebody to pee on something.
Let me ask you this though: with the way that it's all going, all these Marvel movies and all these comic book movies are bombing. The next one is this all Latino one that comes out this weekend.
What's it
Latinx.
called? Menudo?
Latinx. No, it's called Blue Beetle, which is even worse.
It's kind of like who's that DC?
Marvel.
Who's that DC character? He's one of the fucking Justice League guy, the guy that gets turned into a fucking robot or whatever. It's similar to that.
Cyborg, yeah.
Yeah, the dude's basically a cyborg. There's some fucking chip in his or in the back of his neck or some
Blue
bullshit.
Beetle is DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
DC's
like, oh, it is
answer to
DC. Yeah, so
Spider-Man.
it's like
He's Colombian.
it's essentially just a knockoff of other superhero characters. Well, maybe it'll be good. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything
don't
about
think so.
it.
It's going to bomb 1, 2. With that, do you then, because of this thing, and they're calling it superhero fatigue? It's not that. It's that the fucking movies are all the goddamn same, and they're all going to a multiverse, and then they're just throwing anything up there. Like,
Well, what if they played it
it's
as a-
George Lopez is the dad? Like,
No!
oh yeah, dude. And this new Latinx one where you're just
George
like,
Lopez is one of the worst human beings that's ever existed.
Lopez? Why?
Oh, you
so-
didn't hear about his kidney and his wife?
Yeah, so he needed a kidney. This is a real story. He was gonna die without a kidney.
George Lopez.
So his wife gives him a kidney.
Yeah.
Right? They're a match somehow. She gives him a kidney. Then she gets cancer, and he divorces and leaves her while she has cancer.
No.
And then 18 years marriage.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I get it. She was probably bitching a lot. Yeah. But it's like,
Oh, my cancer hurts. Shut
why
up.
don't you shut up? I got to write some comedy jokes.
Hey,
I'm Jorge
Carlos
Lopez.
Mencia.
What's that?
That's a Mencia impression.
They're all the same. I'm not gonna, Bob. I'm not gonna do that today.
I'm George Lopez. What are you staring at?
What if?
Welcome to Guess Which Mexican. No, wait, dude. I don't. They're all.
What if?
Yes, we're
what
all
if
good
the
on that.
dude that plays Blue Beetle does it like a complete cholo? Would
That'd
you
be
watch
so
it then?
funny.
It'd be great, but why
I'm a
isn't it
superhero.
Azul Beetle? I don't understand why you're going with an American name. And then they're all speaking English in the whole goddamn movie, so it's like, all right, man, what are we doing here?
It just is what it is.
But
That's just what happens.
that's not
I
gonna
think
play
we
in
should have
Chi-
somebody pop out a tit now.
Here's the reason. Yeah, that would be great.
I'd
but
go
it's
back
not-
and see Sydney Sweeney with her tits out as
Sure.
Spider Girl. Let's go.
But it's not going to happen because Chinese movies don't have graphic nudity at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then they're not going to give two fucks about some Mohican dude.
Well, yeah.
They won't watch
they won't even-
non-white actors in superhero movies.
What movies are good now? I want to see Mission Impossible. I think that'll be a good movie.
I mean, Oppenheimer's pretty good.
Oppenheimer was really
I'm
fucking
told.
good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oppenheimer was really fucking good. So I have to go with my kids. So I go see everything every single weekend.
Yeah.
And they're amped about it, right? They love going to the movies. And it's still a fun thing for them, and I don't want to ruin it. So I'll
Right.
go and see anything.
I like
no
going
matter
to the
what it
movies,
is.
too.
Same
I'll
here,
take my kid.
especially now with
Reclining seats?
Yes,
Yeah.
reclining seats, bars, everything. So I'll booze up.
Yeah.
The food is great because they got a full kitchen, great chef at the one over by us.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I don't mind going. But then you get into the woke shit and you're just like, Jesus Christ, man, no, I got to sit through this and try to explain it to my
Yeah.
kids. And that fucking sucks. But the one they want to go see is this new F1 movie that comes out this weekend about the kid who was playing video games. It said it's based on a true story
Oh, yeah.
where they pick somebody else who's really good at video games and then stick them in an F1 car.
Yeah.
And then have them drive. Delco, you know more about F1 than I do. Is that
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, is it real? Did that really happen in real life?
No.
It says
I know
based on a true
Nothing
story.
about F1. I just know it exists.
Okay.
Well, that's more than we knew.
I played the video game.
I didn't
that
know
this
it
guy's
existed.
that this movie is.
It's
based
got a
on.
good cast, though. Orlando Bloom, who's
Good actor.
Jaimin Hanzu's in it. David Harbour's in it. It's a pretty good fucking.
Jaimin
Brilliant
Hansu
cast.
is always rad.
Black dude from Gladiator.
Yeah,
Jaimin Hansu.
Jaimin Hansu,
Yeah,
he
he's
rocks.
good.
He
He's
rocks.
good.
Great fucking actor. I love that guy.
Yep. But I don't know.
Oh, you know who else is in it? The guy from Stranger Things, David Harbour.
I don't know. That's what I said. Yeah, David
He's the
Harbour.
sheriff.
The sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also played that Russian superhero or whatever the fuck in the
Putin.
Black Widow
Yeah,
series.
Putin.
Yeah, it's in the movie, Putin.
It'd be
What's
great
this?
if they made it now.
What's this rated? It's
On
PG-13.
horseback, topless.
PG-13, so I can,
So there's
I can
one
go
fuck
see
in it.
that. Yeah. Well, they said in the trailer, like, so we're watching it in the theater. That's when my kids saw it, and they play all the trailers beforehand, and
20 minutes worth.
yes, easy.
Sometimes 25.
Easy.
Yeah.
And so David Harbour in this, in the middle of the scene, the kid crashes the car, and he just goes, Jesus Christ. I haven't heard that in a trailer in a long time. I was like, all right, well, fuck.
Well,
Let's go.
nobody believes in Jesus anymore.
Stop, dude.
In Fort Worth, they do.
Jim Caviezel does.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so we did.
Caviezel is
He
Jesus.
does this show called what's it called?
Street Famous NYC.
Street Famous NYC. It's like a man on the street thing.
I watched it on your Instagram. It's
It's
fucking
good.
awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
so we did it in Fort Worth this weekend. It goes out
Yeah,
this
Dan
week,
came.
right? Sometime.
We went in, tried on. I bought this. I don't know if you know this or not living in Texas. This is a very Texan thing.
It is.
It's a bullet
Mm-hmm.
on a silver, possibly chain.
But is it
Silver
a
adjacent.
cocaine
No,
bullet?
that's what everybody
That he
thinks.
asked the lady at the
Yeah.
store, "Can I put cocaine in this?" And she said, "No, that's not a thing anymore." Apparently.
So I tried this on. Then I go, I should get something else. Maybe I'll look at a hat. Hats are like $1,000 in
Oh,
the
yeah.
store.
Yeah, but it's the kind of place that
Real
has-
cowboy hats?
They have the steamer where they fucking shape the hat for you, however you want, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It
Those
was
are expensive.
Hoity-toity.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then I go, let me try on a jacket. So I tried on this leather jacket with
Mm-hmm.
tassels, and I had a tank top on. This woman comes up, and she goes, you look a lot better if you took that shirt off underneath that jacket.
I would say early to mid 50s, white British woman.
Hot?
She
Pretty
was.
good
She wasn't
looking.
bad looking. Yeah, and
For
she.
British, teeth were all together.
Yep.
Didn't
Really?
look like she was
Yeah.
fucking mashing them on a grindstone.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, I take the tank
Pop your top off?
Oh yeah.
Took it off,
There you
came
go.
back out. And she's just groping me, and I go, "Where are you staying?" And we're still rolling, of course, so my wife knows it's a joke. And then I go, "Oh, I love your accent. Could you say something sexy?" And she's like what?" And I go, "Just finish inside of me. Could you say that?" And she goes, "Oh, I haven't said that in a long time. I wouldn't mind. Finish inside of me." And then we left. But I was hoping she'd be at the hotel, and then something weird had happened, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. A lot. So we went to the stockyards in Fort Worth. You ever been there? It's apparently it was a waypoint for people in South and Central Texas to bring their cattle to. They told us a story. Like if you sell your cattle in Texas, it would be $2 per pound. But if you can get them up to either Oklahoma City or Kansas City, now it's $4 a pound.
$4.
Right?
Oh, that makes sense. When Jake was on the show, Jake Ryan, he had kind of told us that story too, and then he, I think, takes the meat from there and then drives it to other states, right?
Well, this is like in the middle of the 19th century.
It's not now?
No,
No.
they don't. But
Oh,
they have.
fuck.
But they do have. I mean, I guess they probably still do it because they have a live auction there for cattle and shit that you can. But you got to buy.
I went to one.
You got to buy tickets to go in to just
Yes.
view it. So I'm not doing that.
I did because the kids wanted to do it, and it was here. It was down the street in Dripping Springs, so I went and saw it. Not fun.
No.
To be honest, it's hot as shit in there.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot
There's
of fun.
a couple of fans
It
on you,
smells
and then
like fucking
people are
cows.
bidding. Yeah, it's literally just a cow with a number on it.
But that's what that whole area. It's like an old town that's built around just that.
Yeah,
shit
really
around
old.
it.
You can
Yeah.
feel it. You can feel the old there.
How old were you? So Jessica Tandy? What are we talking here?
We're talking like 1800s. You could feel. You can feel it a bit around.
Yeah, but they
Like a
wouldn't.
hotel, and then you could tell people would ride, and there's nothing around. You could see when you were riding in for miles. You'd be like, "Oh, there's the town, miles up ahead."
Yeah.
Could you feel any racism there still? Like left over from the 1800s?
You know,
Andre was with us.
we talked about it.
Well, Andre's still alive, so-
Andre was allowed into all the places we went to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't authentic.
I mean, there were some looks.
wasn't authentico. All right.
It's a very faux old town.
Yeah. You get there and they were like, we just won't let y'all know.
Yeah.
This is after racism, so don't drop no N-words in here, all right? You know, and you're just like, all right.
We're role playing after racism here.
Yeah. No, they were. I wouldn't say touchy about it, but you did bring it up. Like, so you guys used to sell
slaves.
cattle and slaves, right?
They'd be like, "No."
And they would immediately look at him
Of course.
and like, no, never sold. No, just cattle. Like, okay, cool, yeah.
They
I
start asking him.
I can definitely prove that's not true. With my phone right now, but we'll pretend. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
There's a reason why Juneteenth, Texas was the last state to do
Yeah.
that.
It is
You
a
understand
weird
that.
date for that holiday where they just kind of chop up Gay Pride Month right in the middle of it. Just
I know.
make a day.
I know, isn't it?
It's
Do you
really
think it's an
selfish.
indictment of black culture? Like, you guys are fucking gay, man.
Yeah.
It's like the federal government trying to call black people gay.
Yeah.
It's offensive. Which turns out Obama is gay.
Yeah. We just found that out over the weekend. That was the weirdest shit I've ever read, by the way.
What'd they say? The last I heard was on Tim Dillon's show. He just said the Obamas killed a sex slave. That's all I heard.
Well, look, that's up for debate with that chef.
And I'll tell you this: if you
Jacked up chef. That chef was
Yeah.
more jacked up
Come
than you.
on.
And
If
he
you
couldn't
didn't
get
know
out of
this.
4 feet of water.
if you can find a fucking chef that will also be a sex slave for you, I think you do it.
I don't think
obviously.
it's that hard. I don't
I
think
don't
it's
know.
that
You
hard.
don't kill a person like that for sure.
Well, you definitely teach a prostitute how to cook. You don't You don't go the other way. It's too
Yeah,
hard
you're
to
right.
fucking break.
Hey, great eggs.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to do ass to mouth now.
No, yeah, I think you guys are wrong. It's easier to teach ass to mouth than it is to cook good eggs.
I don't think so.
All right.
Cooking's really easy. I taught myself. It's
Yeah, but
easy.
well, you got to
So
do
this
it
guy
well.
was
I do.
Jack, this chef?
Chef was jacked. He was in 4 feet of water. Strange story. And then over the last weekend, a stranger one came out. And this isn't a letter. So they verified this. This isn't like a he said, she said type of thing. And here's the exact quote. Barack Obama told his ex, I make love to men daily, but in my imagination. And this is in the letter. And you're like, what?
Yeah, he said.
Come on.
He said, "My mind is androgynous to a great extent, and I hope to make it more so until I can think in terms of people, not women, as opposed to men. But in returning to the body, I see that I have made." I've been made a man, and physically in life, I choose to accept that contingency. This is cultural Marxism. Even back then, right? He was completely. This is the entire Obama story as a human being, like we talked about on Fake News this week on Monday.
Yeah.
Is just about cultural Marxism and how he was groomed to be a fucking social leader in America and fuck things up for us. Yeah. You can tell when you look back into the people that he was surrounded by, right? Back in the day, like the weird fucking Weather Underground terrorists and shit like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like everybody thinks like, oh, he's trying to fucking subvert American authority and his dad's Nigerian and blah, blah, blah. No, it was just cultural Marxism this whole time. It's the slow creep. It's not the violent revolution. It's just a slow creep.
It's
of
the
bad
proper way to
ideas.
do it if you're going to try to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you're too radical, then it's not going to take, and vice versa. But I mean, this is how deep it went. So that wasn't just a one-off what Dan read you. The rest of it says, in regard to homosexuality, I must say that I believe in this as an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal to perhaps perpetuate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination. Now, he was 21 when he wrote this letter, and it was to Alex McNear, who was an ex-girlfriend,
McNear,
and it was from November of 1982. So, what was that? 40 years ago?
41 years ago.
Yeah, 41 years ago at this point. So it's very odd, but who the fuck knows? You know
He's
what I'm
gay.
saying? Look, I'm not prepared to make that call. I'm not prepared to make that
Gay.
Gay? What about Big Mike? What's he?
Well, look,
Big Mike's got a hog on him.
Big Mike's got.
Is it really that big of a
I
hog?
don't. That one I refuse to.
I don't
get
think it's
into.
that big of a dick. I think it just looks big because
I don't think she's
he
a
didn't have
dude.
underwear on.
I
Because
don't
it's
think
not
a
supposed to
dude.
be there?
Yeah, I don't think it's a dude.
Because it's not supposed to be there.
It
See what I mean?
looks bigger because there's tits.
Yeah.
I
Like
think tits make your dick look bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I was jacking off on the phone the other day to like a Latina chick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was.
Did you get her name?
No, it was on YouPorn. I don't remember her name. But then I was, at one point, I was like, this facial structure, I'm hoping she don't flip over and have like, you don't know anymore. And luckily she didn't. But that'd suck if you're jacking off to that and then you're like, what did I just
That's
jack
the
off to?
danger, dude.
Yeah,
That's the danger.
It's called a trap in the business.
Yeah, they trap you.
It's like bait and switch, literally. And then there's a hog. And
then
you
it
gotta
is.
start making decisions pretty quick. You know what I mean?
What trans people are the most tricky? Which ones look the most like
Asians, of course, because they already look like women to begin with.
some white girls now with good surgeries?
Look, it's going to keep getting better and better, which is the scary part.
Yeah.
And from far away, yeah, dude, there's a couple of them where you're like, that's fine. And then you take off the clothes and you're like, ah, shit.
I don't think it's that scary until somebody can develop a surgery that makes them self-lubricate, because that's how you can always
So
tell.
the pussies they get now have no like feeling in them, right?
No feeling.
You just
it's
pound
just-
it.
I don't know.
Just pounding a Ziploc.
Giorgio,
It's
you
just
know
a-
this world pretty well.
No,
Says who?
no, it's just
on.
a fucking dry meat hole. That's
Is
all
it?
it is.
Is
it's
it
a
Giorgio?
dry meat hole.
I don't know the answer to this. Is that what it is?
Wouldn't know.
They can't get
Nice,
wet.
good answer. Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't know neither.
Why, how would it get wet? How would a fake fucking? It's a dick that's been
Spit?
flayed and shoved up inside you.
I mean, I always spit on it, so it's just
Yeah.
safety reasons.
You should check for heat first.
Ugh.
Seriously, the vagina is going to be a little bit warmer than the rest.
Ah, damn it, dude. But it's also going to feel better than if it's hotter.
There's trans comedians now. Some of them are real gross to look at. And then there's one hot one in New York, and like I've talked to her, and I've like.
What's her name?
Stacy K, I think.
Pull it up, Bob.
Yeah.
Let's pull up Stacy K.
Very
Let's
attractive.
see what this
and
dude
I've
looks
seen
like.
her and she's got a good sense of humor. Like online, she's not overly sensitive or anything like that. So I've talked to her in the green room and asked her questions, and I think she's bi. But I didn't know, so I'm like asking questions, which is what I think you're supposed to do.
Sure.
If you work in the same field, and especially you're a comic, so you shouldn't be bound by language. So like I asked her questions, and like you get with girls or guys, and she's like guys, but the guys that would sleep with her were ashamed of it, and they wouldn't want anybody else to know.
Yeah.
So these guys were like very down low with it. But then she had like a friend there that was with her that was just like not as far along, I'm guessing, as Stacy, and she was looking at me like, why is he asking all these questions? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure out don't get your fucking PC shit out of a comedy green room, first of all. You shouldn't be in here. But she's so good looking. I was like, if more people looked like her, people would listen more to trans people.
Okay, so all right, Bob, this is the picture of her right now.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
Is this a current one?
Okay, Aaron, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Ding dong lopped off, dick and balls lopped off, yes or no in this pic?
Oh, well, I know the answer. But if you're...
Well, I don't. And so
Okay.
if you just popped up this picture right now, zoom in on the face, Bob, because that's the real
She's a really pretty girl.
telltale on this.
Yeah.
On this shit here.
And I ask, I'm like,
Shit, I don't think I'd know.
see?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Holloway?
This is an angled photo, though. In real life, I would be able to tell. Sure, there's obvious
There's a
signs.
lot of pictures that are head on. You can't really tell.
I got fooled once in Miami.
Look,
Did you?
that is obviously a man.
You got
right there.
fooled twice in this office.
Well, that's on a picture far away, right? So like, hey,
That's
that's gonna happen. But in real life, to get fooled where you're just like, oh shit. And it was a buddy of mine who grabbed my arm, and it was years ago.
Look, you and Obama are closer than you thought. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've never written a letter.
Presidential.
Never written a letter saying I
Presidential
dream.
laws.
I'm in a field of dicks all goddamn day, and I'm just swimming in like, no, I've never written that letter. But with that, a buddy of mine pulled me away, and it was this close.
Really?
So like a makeout sesh or something like that, and I was like, oh shit. But there's some people you don't know. So this girl, I'll ride with you on this one, Aaron. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you'd know, but if you took him, home, or whatever you're going to call it, is the dick and balls gone? And did you ask them that?
I didn't ask, but then I've brought this up several times because, like I said, like if more trans people look this good, we'd probably listen to them because usually you just see like what is that? But then I told a friend of mine, and I guess he did a deep dive and then sent me a picture like a couple hours later, and there's a bulge in one of the photos.
Oh, fuck me.
But I didn't know. Nobody knew.
Girl bulge, I think is the correct term.
I don't look.
Gulge.
I don't really care what people do, or if they live or die. Frankly,
Yeah.
right? I don't care. But I'm not going to participate in your delusion with you. Sorry. Like maybe that's rude. I don't care though. It's rude to ask me to pretend like this is fucking not something weird.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to do it, go method with it. You got to go Daniel Day-Lewis with it. Like, I'll respect you if you get your dick and balls lopped off and you're like, hey,
My left tit,
Yep.
like that. And
just lop
My
that
left
off.
tit.
Lop it off. Like, go Elliot Page,
I
get some
guess you could
abs
do
put
whatever you
in.
wanna do. Yeah,
Get
I
a
guess you
dick
could
put
do whatever you
on.
wanna
Really go for it.
Yeah.
And then don't talk about it. Like, if you're passable, my opinion is,
Yeah.
don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Unless it's a kink, then bring it up in the bedroom. But if you want to live your life and have everybody participate and be in on it, never say a fucking word.
Well, you should bring it up if you're talking to someone about sexual or romantic shit.
I
because-
agree, but that's in a one-on-one sitch. You're
because-
probably not going to do that in public.
Well, because it's rape, right? If you don't.
if you don't.
Like I consented to sex with a female, and if you're a male, you've raped me. That's the law, right?
Yes, but I'm sure that would come up, right?
You would think so.
One would
but
think.
Apparently, it doesn't. A lot of
I
time.
think that would depend on what state you're in, too.
No, it's
I think in
it's always
California,
it's
they-
always
Nah, it's all
if you
good.
have
It's
sex
always
under
sexual
pretenses
assault.
that are not true, it's rape. So even if
Really?
you like lie to
Yeah.
a woman about like what your job is and how much money you make and how tall you are,
But that's what everybody does.
you know.
Wait, you can be charged with rape for that? For
No,
saying you're rich
no,
and
no,
as a poor
no,
man? Okay, Georgia,
no.
what the fuck, bro?
No.
That would eliminate 90% of dudes in America right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Everybody,
If you're not over 6'1",
I know, right? Well, that one's the biggest lie of all time. Like, what's the height you used to lie and tell women you were?
I still do, 5'6".
And when are you coming in at it right now?
5'5" and change.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can you say I'm kissing 5'6"?
Yeah.
we've got some shoes that'll get you to 5'7".
I'm
Yeah,
wearing
Contigo.
Vans right now. You throw me some cowboy boots, I'll hit that 5'6".
We had a company on this show that was one of our advertisers, and it was Heels for Men.
Yeah, Contigo.
Contigo. They were built in.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if dudes out there were just like, so we got them in the mail, and they worked. Like
Yeah.
it was a
They were
noticeable
so,
difference.
I put them on, and Ross gave me a raise.
I sure
There's
did.
something about being over 6 foot that just commands.
I love being tall.
It was weird, man. And so I saw
pictured-
Giorgio in these things, and I was like,
pictured
holy
Jeremy Piven wearing those all the time.
His life
Oh,
would be
yeah.
way different.
Looks like he would wear
less,
something.
so less angry.
shit. Are you homies with him in real life?
I know him a little bit. We smoked a couple cigars.
Cool
before.
or not cool?
He seems okay.
Okay.
Yeah. He seems okay. I sat down and talked with him. You know, he had all those allegations years ago, and they weren't bad allegations.
No.
In the height of the Me Too movement, what they were saying about Piven was real low down. He hadn't done anything bad, but I was like,
He was
dude,
just he was a dirtbag.
and I was
and
like,
that's fine.
I think you should talk about this stuff on stage, man. And he's like, I don't think I should at all. So he went the opposite way, but nobody had really done that. I think, I don't think stand-ups view him as like a great stand-up, but I think he draws and he puts on a good show.
Mm.
You know, he talks about his acting life, but I thought if he would have taken that leap, it would have really kind of elevated him to a great.
Louis
stand-up.
crushed it with that when he came
Yeah.
back and just like he's like, well, y'all know what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Piven does draw, and he also puts other he makes sure to put other comics. I don't know if one-on-one he might be a dick or something, but he puts other comments on his
Seems
shows.
like a cool enough guy.
Yeah.
I like the way he dresses too. He's a fashionable guy. I
He
wish
is.
I could dress that way.
He is.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, what?
Then he's doing hair club
the hell?
commercials.
Is he really?
You look
Right now?
You're a fashionable guy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
For a garbage man, yeah.
I really feel good like that.
You just
If you're
can't
going
work
to-
at an open air beach.
If you're going to an afternoon, game on a Tuesday,
I'll
for
wear
the
a
Yankees,
suit on
sure.
stage sometimes now.
Do you
Is it
really?
like-
Not in Texas.
Is it
I-
full pinstripe or what is it?
No, just like gray with a white shirt. Very classic.
Because I'm sure everybody
That's
says
good.
Guido as soon as they see
Do
it.
I look like a Guido?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Why?
This is a carbon copy. Are we kidding me? You're even wearing a Mets fucking tank top.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
That's Guido?
Yeah.
Can you give
The
me
whole
give me one of
shit.
these. Give me one of these. Just a little hand. There we go.
Yeah, look at that. And
She's
you've got
two balls.
Hey.
you've also got a Vin Diesel look to you where I don't know what race you are.
Yeah, it's weird.
So,
His last name's Berg.
I
if
got
that,
offered
if that
a-
clears it up.
oh,
for
are you Jewish?
Yeah. I got offered a Rockstar Games thing. I'm going to throw them out.
Good.
And they're like, they love you. They want to know what your race is, which they're not allowed to do.
That is against the law.
Sure.
Yes.
It's against the law. And I said, and the agent manager were like, we don't know what to tell you to do here. And I'm like, well, I'm white. And they're like, maybe say you're multiracial.
There you go.
So I said I was multiracial, and they're like, is there any Italian in your family? So you want to get this part. It was a cool part. And I was like, yeah, lots of Italian. I'm like, because my wife's got Italian family. So I'm lying, outright fucking lying. And they don't give me the part. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I should have fucking said I was white, but you were so scared to say you're white that they fucking. And then I called the agent. I'm like, look, I feel really bad about this. I don't like this, and I want to know what we should. And she's like, it's actually my fault because I'd lied a whole bunch of times. Like she pushed like a Latin person. They're like, she's Muslim.
Yeah.
And like she got caught doing that, so I suffered the consequences of that. When I could have just said I was white.
Behind the
I
downfall
It is-
of every man is a woman.
Yeah, it is. It is good to know though that Rockstar Games is super anti-Italian.
You
Because
think
now
that's
I'm
what it is?
well, yeah, because that's obviously what it was.
Well, we don't know, and that's the
no,
thing.
we do know, Ross,
Well,
and that's why I'm
did you
gonna
see the character?
That's why I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy more Rockstar.
And it
Game
was
products.
like, I played him very Italian, like, yo, I'm selling these shirts down by the fucking place. Like, I was like that, very New Yorky.
Oh yeah.
Maybe or they're like,
Very Brett
oh,
Ernst.
you're not Italian, you can't pretend to be Italian. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Acting's so gone out the window where it's not about acting anymore.
You have to be the person. So if you're
Yeah.
in a wheelchair, they want you to be in a fucking wheelchair. I remember when that happened to Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
He was just coming off of Breaking Bad and did this movie with Kevin Hart where
I
he's in a
remember.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
And people were pissed.
Yeah.
Man, there's plenty of fucking handicapped people that could have had that. And I was
That's
like,
exactly how they said it.
cool. Yeah, man, you don't fuck up, Aaron. This is nuts. And he was like, I'm an actor. Like, I've won multiple Golden Globes and Emmys and everything
Yeah.
else. This is what acting is.
Yeah.
And he won't let go of it, by the way. Even like fucking 3 months ago in an interview, he was like, yeah, me and Kevin and I are thinking about doing a sequel. Even though the movie bombed and nobody's making a sequel out of that,
Yeah.
it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
This isn't the black guy and his handy friend. Like, we're not doing that for a sequel. You know?
Remember Handyman on In Living Color?
yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
So good.
The Living Color was always one of my faves.
It was a good show.
Oh, for sure.
You can still do that shit. I think there's a very small market of America that loves that shit. Like if you're at a live stand-up show, people are like, oh my God, this is so freeing to laugh at that type of stuff.
But I think that's why stand-up is killing right now.
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day, but clips will pop up now on YouTube and your phone and Reels and all this other shit. There's this nostalgia for what it used to be like. So like this clip thing that I ran into, I went down a rabbit hole the other day, was Jim Carrey like clips from the 90s and the early 2000s. God damn it, dude. You forget how great he was and how fucking funny he was.
Now he's so deranged.
Is he?
Oh, he's checked out.
I understand that he's checked out, but do you think that that's a reasonable response to being in Hollywood for 40 years? Thinking that every person you run into is fake, that everybody's got an agenda. I don't think that's deranged. I think he's fucking awake.
I think it catches up to you. I think the other shit that was happening in his personal life was a part of it too. It was super, super dark. He was dating that chick and then broke up with her. She filed a lawsuit and said he had given her herpes and all this other stuff. And it turned out she was burning. Like it went to some court thing and she was burning herself with cigarettes.
Oh.
To make
On
it
her
look
puss?
like, yes.
Oh,
Like she had
man.
herpes?
Oh yeah.
On her pussy?
And so that came out.
That's
in
aggressive.
in these lawsuits and these court proceedings, and then she fucking blew her brains out.
Oh.
Oh, good for him. I mean, it's
Dead
over.
or missed a little bit?
She's dead.
Nice.
She's in a wheelchair now, playing wheelchair roles.
Yeah. She got the career she always wanted.
I did it.
Yeah.
Poor Jim Carrey. And then remember he was with the cool chick that knew everything about the vaccines and everyone thought she was crazy?
She's
Oh, Jenny McCarthy. That's right.
I talked to like 4 teachers the other night that are like, we work with autistic kids. I go, why is this a thing now? And the one was like, it's the vaccines. She goes, honestly, it's the vaccines.
Well, you know, there was a
McCarthy.
25-year study done on the Amish community, and they
Yeah.
couldn't find one person with autism.
Right.
Not one.
I heard this.
I don't know if that necessarily means A equals C, like what's B exactly, but that's pretty fucking suggestive,
Chris
isn't it?
DiStefano had a good line where he said maybe it's they do a scan and they think it's got autism, so then they just churn the kid in with the butter.
But either way, man, there's a lot of young, like, black men just dropping dead right now, and that's very bizarre to me.
From what?
We chatted about it.
Vaccines.
Just heart attacks.
Heart attacks.
Just heart attacks, but, like, we chatted about it on RPR, and, like, even, like, Lance Reddick. Like, Lance Reddick just died. LeBron James's kid had a heart attack on the court at 18 years old. Is the healthiest kid there is. There was a top 20 recruit in Alabama. Mm-hmm. He just died, I don't know, 3 days ago. And same thing, he just dropped dead on the court in practice. And everybody's like, we can't figure this out. I don't know
Those
what's going on.
vaccines weren't good.
I probably not.
Yeah. I mean, we can't say that.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't
Did you get it?
Fuck no.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
But, well,
I did.
I
got one.
But I'll tell you why.
Why?
I wanted to go to the White House. So it was a selfish reason for me personally.
Yeah.
Where it was something that was required to do, and I had to turn in the Vax card to the Secret Service.
Yeah.
And I made the decision because I wanted to see what our government actually looked like, worked like, felt like. I got to speak in front of Congress and Senate.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so I talked to my wife about it as a super hippie. And I said, hey, what are your thoughts on this? She was like, you know my thoughts. But also do whatever you want and go with God on this one. And if you want to do this, do it. And I was like, yeah, I want to see what it's like. And it was Biden. Biden was in there.
Yeah.
At the time. But I got all my answers, and that's what it is. So I made the decision. And I told the audience the same thing, too. Like, hey, if your job needs this and you need your job or do whatever, like, make your own decision for whatever's best in your family.
Yeah,
but
that's
if
what
you
I
end
did.
up dying, you know,
Yeah.
you can't be shocked by it. I'm sure
Fuck that.
if I died and it was because of the vaccine, I'm sure Dan would go on air the next day and be like, that's why this motherfucker died.
Yeah.
And he, rightfully so.
I don't give 2 fucks, and I think the instinct people have to capitulate to pressure like that is why the world is so fucked up.
I agree.
Yeah. But I didn't feel the pressure of it. It was just something that I wanted to do. And, it wasn't like they were like, oh, you're going to fucking do this. I was like, I made the choice on my own, and I knew what their rules were.
Yeah.
And I went along with it.
And it could happen again. You want to say like, oh, we wouldn't fall for that again. They would fall for it again. People would fall for it again. There's another lockdown, everybody. You have to stay home for...
I don't think they would.
I don't know. New York?
Really?
New York would close the fuck down.
We never really locked down at all in Texas
I know.
anyway.
It
So
was a beautiful... Florida was great.
Yeah.
Florida.
I loved how DeSantis handled it, and then for a while I was like, man, I think he'd be such a cool president, and then you just watch him falter on all these levels. But
Just hear him talk.
the way he ran Florida, if you could make America Florida, it would be amazing.
I was just there over the weekend. I just flew back from Miami yesterday.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Dancing with trans
it's still like Florida just keeps getting better. And every
Yeah.
time I go back, I'm like, God damn, dude, this is a great state. And all the cities keep upgrading and everything else.
Well, it's going to be underwater soon, though, because of global warming.
Is that true?
No.
Okay, good.
It was very
Good.
good.
Because I looked at Maui and I was like, how the fuck is it? How is this possible?
It's on
right
fire, bro.
now? No, it's not anymore.
It's lit.
It's ash.
The mayor, or
Is it
the,
ash?
I'm sorry,
Oh,
the,
done?
You seen it?
No, show me.
Bob, pull up a pic of the ash there.
Yeah, it's lit.
It is it is extinguished now.
It's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, lit. So
gone.
How'd this start?
The governor blamed
One
it on
cigarette out the window?
The governor blamed it on global warming.
Come on.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, today.
I didn't hear an official. Okay.
Yeah, he's gay. So
Is he?
Is he really?
no, but
Oh.
that's a gay thing to say. Which
Mokuleka I think I want to lay me.
Yeah, pull up just any picture of the fucking ash on
Yeah,
there.
let's see this.
It's nuts, man. So people, by the way, while he's looking for this photo, because there's only 10,000 on the internet, but with that, everybody jumped in the ocean because that was their last line of defense.
Yeah.
And man, there was some wild stories. Because I watched this girl in an interview the other day talking about it, and she was like, I'm in there with like old people everywhere else for hours in the ocean. Just hours. And you're waiting for the flames to go out, and it was just never going out.
Yeah.
And the way it picked up, because she had kind of documented it, she thought she had time to grab her belongings and then go, and then she's driving down the road, and it's just flames everywhere, and it stops.
Wow.
And a guy gets out and tries to get in the car, and she says, "Hey, do you need a ride? Or you went out?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to take another path." And then as she passed it later on, that path was burned down. Yeah, this is Hawaii right now.
Wow.
It's Maui.
Come on. How much of that? How many miles?
The entire island. It's
The
gone.
whole island.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the entire island.
Pretty close. The only thing, so they said a couple main things survived. One of them was the Four Seasons where they shot White Lotus.
Nice.
Which, let's be fair, that's where you want to send all your resources.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's just that historical district that's in Maui. It begins with an L. I forget what the name is.
Lahaina, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's really,
So is
really
the
fucking
Four
bad.
Seasons going to put everybody up?
No, but you know what is going to happen is the international community is going to send a bunch of relief aid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Ukraine's
no,
going to send a bunch of money over.
Here's
Water.
here's the map of the fires.
That'll never fucking happen.
200 billion over to Hawaii.
Yeah, the images are bad. There's thousands missing.
Trump said we should have nuked the island to stop the fires.
That's the only way you
Bad
could do it.
island.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, I think it was a hurricane first.
Yeah.
And then a fire started somewhere, and then the winds picked up from that, and then kind of blew it.
Yeah, but if you
everywhere
had
else.
nuked that hurricane at the outset, that would have fucking taken care of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's totally plausible, and we should have let him do it.
Okay, you guys know the answer to this. Is he going to be the president again?
I say yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
But
too.
I think it's I think it's a kind of a plot, right? Like the powers that be, they're not right or left. They're an aristocratic class that is. They really want to centralize power globally over
Yeah.
the next 10 to 15 years. So they want Trump in, so the pendulum will swing back hard to the right, so they can swing it even farther to the left next time.
Ah.
That's my theory.
That's Dan's theory. And for me, I try to keep up with, what's going on rally-wise and all that other shit. And that guy's rallies every single day.
He's doing good numbers.
God
Yeah,
damn
but
it,
they were
dude.
good numbers in 2020 as well.
I know. And it's the
Doesn't
same
mean
because we
shit.
covered it in 2016 and dude,
Yeah.
you show up at these fucking
We
things.
didn't think he was going to win in 2016.
I did. We called it on this show.
We were shocked. I used to be at Compound
We were
Media.
not.
Our minds were blown.
Yeah,
We had no
I
idea
was
that
not, but
happening.
only because we got access to all the candidates.
Yeah.
And so we went around to all the things and dude, when I showed up at a fucking Trump rally, it was, first of all, we were in a small town when he popped up in ours. And
Try that again. Yeah.
Try that stuff in a small town. And so when he popped up, it was the population was 150,000.
Yeah.
The place only held about 8 to 10,000, and then there was another 40,000 trying to get in, just camping out. It was like a fucking Grateful Dead concert where people were trading shit,
Yeah.
doing all the things. And the only other
tailgating?
time, oh yeah,
Yeah.
beers, everything, and obviously not Bud Light, but with
Back
that,
then,
well, back then, sure, but then. Everybody looks back and was like, I wasn't gay, man. Fuck you.
I was drinking gay juice.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
God damn
I
it.
wish I would have
I
known.
put my dick in a muffler.
They're going to turn me. But the only time I'd seen crowds like that was for Obama in 08. And I went out to see what the hype was all about.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went to one, because I'll try to go, and I like to see things in person, get
Yeah.
a feel for it, and then have an answer for whatever it is. Same
Yeah.
thing with the White House. So when I saw Obama, I looked at that crowd and people that were waiting to get in, and I go, oh, McCain ain't beating this motherfucker. I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't even going to be close.
Wow.
So I knew right away. I was like, because just the electricity around it and how many people. It was the same with Trump. There's just so many people waiting to get in, and people are excited and friendly and all that other stuff outside that it feels like a concert, sort of.
Yeah.
Like a Morgan Wallen concert.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what, dude? Everybody's wearing
Combs?
cooler backpacks.
You ever seen Luke Combs live?
I have.
Luke Combs is incredible live.
Yeah,
he's incredible all the
I
way.
have. The fast car thing is a little too much for me.
I don't know why he did that, but
I
it's
don't
like
either.
now kids are going to the concert. I've seen him twice live. It's great.
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, his version is even better." No, it's not. It's not even
Tracy
close.
Chapman's
He-
version.
That whole album was front to back a banger.
Luke
Yeah,
Combs,
Tracy
in
Chapman.
addition to Stapleton and the Lowdown Drifters, a couple other people are like really talented. country
Stapleton's
artists.
voice, people crying at
Yeah,
the
it's
national
wild.
anthem.
But
Oh.
but that's Tracy's song.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever do it better than
I
her
know.
because if it's
And
not her
now-
voice, I don't give a shit.
And now he's getting all these new fans based off of that song.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
she had nice things to say about it too.
Well, she has the publishing rights. So, I mean, she's going to get.
I got some new checks.
Yeah, she sure does, dude.
I got a ticket to anywhere. Yeah.
Look, she needs it and probably deserves it.
Maybe we can make
Yeah.
a deal. I don't know, man. She made pretty good cash back in the day.
I took Christine for her birthday. We went to Philly, and it was like, so I got us a nice hotel, and then we went, and concert was delayed by 2.5 hours, pouring rain, and everyone's just standing around waiting. Some people leave, you know, and they're just like, and, you know, I'm like, you can't fucking leave. What are you going to leave for? I don't go to see the openers, by the way. I find out what time Luke's getting on or whatever, and then I get there like 20 minutes before.
You don't get a good spot that way, though.
What do you mean? I got
you get a ticket, Giorgio. This isn't some
general
Gen Pop
admission. What am I-
bullshit,
Yeah.
some EDM bullshit where
Ooh,
you're
I
showing
always
up
sound at a
early.
concert.
I always get front row because I'm short, so I
respect
can't
that.
have somebody sit. And I don't get front row near the stage. I get front row anywhere as long as it's front
You're
row.
right over the heads of
Yeah,
the people.
Yeah.
And then at 12 o'clock, her birthday started, and then right at 12:02, he started playing Fast Car. So she was, I was like, I DM'd him. I made him do that.
And remember, we were driving.
Driving in our car. What's up, Christine? Your husband said howdy.
Howdy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hope he's on top during 69 tonight. You know, and you're like, all right, Luke.
Luke Combs, he's a good example of how, you know, you shouldn't lean into whatever maladies or deformities you might have as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's not a nice looking man.
No.
But he developed incredible talent, and he has a super hot wife now.
Yeah, women love
You know what I
him.
mean?
I know.
Women
That-
are like,
living
I
women
bang
love
that
him.
fat dude.
That's how it's supposed to happen as a human being. You're not, and not everybody's going to be super smart or super fit or good looking.
Right.
Some people have a fucked up face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta
But
work at it.
You can get fucking rich
Yeah.
or do something that's cool or talented and still get hot girls. That's what all of human civilization is about.
Yeah.
Even Post
You know what I mean?
Malone's on Ozempic now, and he's thin as fuck.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it is what it is.
he's rich as shit.
I
though.
know. Well,
it
both.
doesn't matter for him.
Both.
And he only likes fobs anyways.
Yeah.
Fresh off the boat.
I
Yeah.
think that's who he married.
Did he get married?
He's got a kid, yeah.
God, I missed that.
We were talking about this, though, the
his
other day,
thing?
because I know you're a big music guy. I follow your Instagram and everything else. How there's no talent now today.
Sure.
I want to talk about this fucking dude that went viral, Oliver Anthony.
Okay.
Did you hear this song, Rich Men of North of Richmond?
I saw a little clip of it.
One, it was incredible. But two, you automatically think, was this for the grift? Or was this, what is this a part of?
Yeah.
We've got a gummy company on here called DietSmoke.com.
Yeah.
Took a couple edibles, and I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube last night. And I was like, I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to figure out where the fuck this came from, why, everything else. Turns out this dude is one of the most talented fucking people I've ever. He's who every country musician wishes they could be.
Okay.
I went back into his thing, and so it was just an iPhone sideways in the back of whatever fucking trailer park he lives in West Virginia, and it was just endless fucking hits, but nobody knew who he was.
Come on.
Dead serious. And so I start to fucking black out on this, and I'm like, all right, does he even have a fucking album? And I went to iTunes. He doesn't even have an album. He was just recording live recordings in his backyard, one take only, and then putting these things up. And then that thing went viral.
Yeah.
But if you go to the rest of the things that he's been playing,
200 views.
it's his music is unbelievable, and he's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. And every song is completely unique and amazing and all this other shit. And you're like, man, it is possible. It is possible for somebody with just pure raw talent to come out.
Yeah.
If you just do it.
Because he's not the most physically attractive dude I've ever seen.
Sure isn't.
He's also a ginger, right?
Pop up a pic of him.
But he's great.
My God,
Like,
dude.
extremely gifted and talented.
So here's how little he knew about the music industry, because I went through all of his YouTube. There was like maybe 12, 14 songs on there. They were all amazing. This is what the guy looks like.
Yeah, he could be better. Like if he was on one of those reality shows, they'd make him shave his beard and give him a haircut. And
But he looks like a guy from West Virginia to
Yes.
me, which is the way I want him to look.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he should have leaned into it more and grew the hair out longer.
Yeah.
If you're going to go ginger, go like one of those old Hatfield and McCoys with a dirty old
Can
hat
I
and
hear
everything
a
else.
little bit of the song?
Yeah,
or
play
will
it.
that
Fuck
do?
it. Who gives a shit?
I don't think he cares what he looks like.
I don't even think
to
it's
be honest.
copyrighted, to be honest with you, because he does not have a record label.
Yeah.
Play the Rich Men North
loaded.
of Richmond on here. Yeah, this is the video he posted, and this is what went viral.
Working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
You can pause it there, Bob.
Wow.
So the guy blows up, and it's a song about politicians taking all your money, right?
Yeah.
So you wonder if you were just going for that, and because of the times we're in and everything else. I went through his entire channel last night, and it's all like this, but it's just different songs about.
Brilliant.
He's incredible, and the reason I wanted to bring him up today is
He's everything that fucking the boss pretends to be.
correct. And it's like, dude, support this guy because he could absolutely fucking explode.
Yeah.
And I know this has gone viral, and Rogan talked about it. The other reason I bring this up is, so this is maybe 8 days, right, of being this famous. The song was #1 in the country, everything. No record label, nothing. It just popped up. He does a live show somewhere in where he lives in Virginia or West Virginia or wherever the fuck it is. 2,000 people are there.
Yeah.
And every single person in the crowd knew the words to the song within 8 days. 8 days later. And at the end of it, he just starts crying. He's just like, this is fucking gnarly.
Really?
And even I'm like choked up. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude. I couldn't imagine recording in the woods with your fucking dogs.
Yeah, the dog's just laying there.
Laying on the ground, and then all of a sudden, 8 days later, you're so famous that people are showing up. It was at a barbecue restaurant.
Is that a deer blind? Just
Yes,
in
it
the back?
is.
Yes. And so the rest of his videos,
Yes, it
Bob,
is.
if you go through them, they all look exactly like this, but it's different parts of like his backyard. So you see like a car on like cinder blocks
Yeah.
and like a fucking old Honda and some other shit.
And he just put his phone there and recorded it himself?
That's it. And he kind of, you could see as the progression of his videos went on, like over the last year, that he's obviously learned to edit like angles or something. But they all look identical to this. And then he shows up and does it for this live crowd, and everyone knew the fucking words, and you were just like, whoa, dude.
That happened once when I went and saw Vanilla Ice. He played a little ditty called Ice Ice Baby.
No, classic.
Everyone knew it, and he was up there, and he goes, Toronto, Canada, you know each and every word. And then he played the rest of his songs, and people started leaving.
Yeah, nobody knew him.
Yeah.
Nobody knew him. Did you really see Vanilla Ice in concert?
Yeah.
I'm fucking jealous.
I was a
dude.
kid. I was like 17. We're walking downtown. The scalper's like, I got Vanilla Ice tickets. We're like, how much? Like, $15. And we're like, all right. And we went down, got floor.
No shit.
Mickey Mouse Club opened for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse, rock the house, like that type of hip hop dance,
Yeah.
like Timberlake, Spears.
White
back
people.
Then.
Yeah, white
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
White people doing hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I did a movie with him once.
With
He was still
Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, he did a cameo in it for one day, and he was still pissed off about being Vanilla Ice at that point.
Yeah.
Now he's leaned into it fully and embraces it, but at the time,
What was the movie called?
a movie called The New Guy, and he just popped up for like one scene, and it was one day in a mall, and we all wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was still bitter about it.
I did a day with 2 days with Ron Jeremy.
Oh, we had him in Range 15.
Yeah.
What was your story?
Detroit Rock City. I was the bartender.
Oh, shit. I love Detroit Rock
in the
City.
strip club. And then, there was a lineup outside of Ron Jeremy's trailer. And I was like, who's in there? Must be Burt Reynolds or something. And then you go up and it's Ron Jeremy and women just waiting to go in and see his cock and stuff like that. And then,
So it wasn't tragic.
no, it
Okay.
was weird. And then someone came over, they're like, Mr. Jeremy, could you please just come out? Like they didn't want chicks going in there just seeing Ron Jeremy's dick all day.
So when we did it was 2015.
Yeah.
And it was tragic at that point.
Okay.
So we didn't know, and it was part of the bit for the audience was a GoFundMe, and we were like, oh, hey, we'll put a weird celebrity cameo in here, and it was
Yeah.
Ron Jeremy. He only had like 1 or 2 lines, but when he came, he looked rough, and he still wanted to be Ron Jeremy, and nobody was having it at that point. They were just like, dude, and he kept eating craft service.
Yeah.
To the point where we're
Dirty clothes, right?
Yeah.
Crocs, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was an independent budget, and the caterer came up to me and she said, "Hey, he's on like his 4th or 5th meal. Do you want me to keep serving him?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh fuck, dude." And I'm like, "What's he doing with it?" And the first AD was like, "Well, there's boxes in his trailer, so he's obviously taking it home."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, just let him eat."
Yeah.
But let's wrap this scene and get the fuck out of here.
I did stand up with him. He was on a show in Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone, and he just looked marinara sauce on his shirt and doing street jokes up there, and it was not good.
You know, he beat those rape charges.
Did he?
Yeah,
thought he
they
was
said he was mentally insane, dude, and that's the only time that's ever worked.
Is that
defense.
really recent?
Quite a
Yep.
Pyrrhic victory.
Bob, you know,
He's not a rapist. He's
Georgia
just
had to hope
insane.
for a missed field goal, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, it happens in life. There's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? But with that,
It's me back in the day.
how many people, like, what was the rape charges? It was like fucking 22
Yeah, I don't know.
charges?
I don't know, but it
was up there.
He kind of at some point when it got tragic, the book on him in Hollywood is that he'll show up to things uninvited and then try to use being Ron Jeremy to get into them, and no one fucking cares.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And he
it's
was
just like-
pulling out his dick everywhere?
It's just awkward conversation
Ugh.
after awkward conversation.
God, I don't like it.
We got it.
Pop that pick up right there. There we go.
That's me.
Look at you. You're more jacked than you were back then.
Thank God.
Now, is that a wig?
That's a wig.
Yeah, he's wigged
They
up.
didn't make you grow it out?
No, I didn't have time to grow it out. I had a big monologue they cut. I wasn't that good of an actor back then. I'm a good actor now, but then I had a big monologue and I did it and they cut it out. But I still had a sizable couple scenes.
That was one of those movies that didn't do well in the box office and then exploded into this cult classic.
Yeah.
And everybody loves Detroit Rock City.
Great,
Everybody.
great Comedy Central watch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That Boondock Saints 2 I was in. Had a good part in that. Those some cult classics.
Yeah.
Ladies Man.
Love Ladies Man.
Tim
Who are you in
Meadows.
Ladies Man?
Will Ferrell's wrestling coach.
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
So, Will Ferrell's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So gay. So gay.
Pop that up, dude. So, Ladies Man was the first screening I went to in LA.
Yeah.
When they would kind of rope you in to go and see, hey, be a test audience member
Yeah.
and go see this movie.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy who had moved out from school, we were like, what movie is it? And they're like, they don't really want to say. And I
Yeah.
was like, why don't you want to say? And they were like, because we're worried you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
Why
like-
would you not want to go see that movie?
That's what I
The
said.
movie's fucking awesome, dude.
And so the guy goes, it's Ladies Man. It's a Saturday Night Live thing. And I go, I know what it is.
I
go,
got
wanna
cut
see
out of this
movie.
scene. I got fired from the movie. I'm in another. I'm in the scene before this. It's me, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and him, and we're wrestling by the hot tub. So it's a little before that. It's harder to find, but they fired me because I was sitting with Tim Meadows, Will Ferrell. There was someone else from SNL, and I brought up this old story about Chris Farley being at Second City and how he found, or at SNL, he found Belushi's old boots, and he would wear Belushi's old boots on set because he thought he would channel something. And this is like a year after he died, and then Tim Meadows started like kind of tearing up, and Will Ferrell was like, let's talk about something else. And then they all walked away, and I was just sitting there by myself, and then later that night, the PA's like, hey, they're not going to need you for the other day. We're still going to pay you, but thanks for coming in.
No
Yeah.
shit.
They got real sensitive about it. And I didn't bring it up in a bad way. Like, hey, Chris Farley, that fat fuck's dead, huh?
Yeah.
I was just like, I knew all this stuff about Chris Farley. And they got so sensitive about it. And then you learn, keep your fucking mouth shut on set. You can't talk on set. You want to have this freedom to say all this dumb shit and
Can't.
prove how funny and witty you are. Just keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
Do your fucking job.
Ladies Man, that was one of my favorites. I
a fun
love that movie, man. It's so goddamn
In the
funny.
butt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
dumb.
It says here under skills, debit.
No, that's the
But
butt.
yeah. I mean,
That's
that
great.
lives with me forever.
And then Tiffany Amber Thiessen and
Yeah.
just
She was smoking.
Yeah, I was gonna say
She's
she,
still
Is
smoking
she hot
hot.
in real life? I've
Yeah,
never met
she
her,
was
seen
smoking
her.
hot in real
she's
life.
still smoking hot. She just she did some fucking shoot a year or so ago. Just complete bombshell
she's
stuff.
gorgeous.
It's amazing. I heard she has a daughter who looks identical to her. By the way,
Let's find where she is.
Such a bad girl from BH 90210, bro.
Were you guys? Is that your first go-to? I always go Saved by the Bell with her.
Oh yeah, Saved by the Bell.
That's where it all started for
back
me.
then.
It's like
Yeah.
when did the
crop tops.
Olsen twins get hot for you in fashion or
Season 2 of Full House.
yeah, season 2? I think is when it was. I don't remember.
Gross.
See, but if you're the same age as
welcome.
them, you could say like, yeah, dude, when they were 10, because I was 10. And
Yeah.
I was like, I was in love with them.
It's true.
They're the same age as me. I was
You
in love with
can.
them at like 10, 11 years old. I was like, oh my God, those are the
I'll
prettiest
tell you who
fucking
was
girls on the
sexy
planet.
back then. Saget.
Saget.
Yeah.
Saget was the one who was he was the first one to drop a bombshell Olsen twins joke where you were just like, whoa.
Yeah.
When he was like, well, if you combine their ages, and I think they were 9 at the
Yeah.
time, and it was just like, oh boy.
Bob, you can't do that anymore. That's why they killed him. That's why they bashed his skull in, made it look like a gay hooker did it. I remember the weekend after that happened. He had like a muscly opener or something. And I go, oh man, I'm exhausted. I just got done opening for Bob Saget, and then I beat his brains in. And it
Holy
got a good laugh.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Never too soon.
Did you know him?
No.
He wouldn't have cared.
Met him at Skankfest. Yeah, he would have liked it.
He would have been fine with
You
it.
think? I mean, a lot of comics are pussies now.
Weird way to go out, though.
Yeah.
Slipping
Getting
on the
your-
floor and then
Getting
boom.
your skull crushed in by some gay guy butt fucking you.
Yeah.
That was not the story, Aaron. I'm not going to allow that here on
This
this
is
program.
this is his Obama fantasy.
This is a children's show. We're not doing that here today, for
sorry,
Christ's
kids.
sakes. That's funny, man. Well, look, I know you got a flight. You got to get out of here. This is the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week,
Fuck yeah.
which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. Who would you like to give the Drinkin' Bro of the Week to?
Oh, jeez. Drinkin' Bro of the Week. My brain's not working since I've been here. The heat.
And it's too much.
It's way
oppressive,
too much,
isn't it?
man. Who has been Dan? It's always Dan. You know, like he'll like some of my Instagram stuffs, and then you will too.
I sure do, dude.
Yeah,
I sure
and
do.
it's the Drinkin' Bros. It's been to watch you guys evolve from renting that little space in the ghetto a couple years ago when I last saw you with gunshots happening outside and
Yeah.
lowrider cars driving by to now being out here. Where very clearly within a year you're going to have a cult in here, and
hope
the
so.
FBI is.
This
gonna
used to
start
be a
bombing
church.
this
It used to be a church.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel it.
This
Yeah.
was, God damn it.
This was the altar back
Pentecostal.
here.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a
This is the
Pentecostal
altar.
church, and there was a snake thing in the thing, and they asked me if I
Snake
wanted to
oil
keep it.
salesman?
No, like a warming tank for snakes.
warming tank for
No,
snakes.
they
candles.
did.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yep.
I saw
Yeah.
that in Righteous Gemstones.
Real
It's
thing.
real. It's real. Baby
wow.
brother Billy fucking told me all about it.
But our dream was, to build this, so we own all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we own all these buildings and the land and everything. And we moved here during COVID, and we needed to rent a place first, and then, obviously to demo this and do all the shit, because
Yeah.
that's the only thing that remains from the church back there.
Wow.
That's it, just that screen and those wooden posts up there, but that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is gutted, and then we put the football field in and all that other stuff. We knew we wanted to buy, we just didn't know where, and that was the first place that let us go in, and they didn't care about COVID, more importantly.
Yeah.
So the landlord was just like, hey, I don't give a fuck what you guys do. And people are smoking weed, doing rails, all that
Yeah.
other shit in the back. And they were like,
Just don't drink no bat soup.
that's it.
Yeah.
And so they didn't care. So we rented that place. And when Alex Jones came on the show, he walks in and he goes, oh my God, I tried to rent this studio. I can't believe you motherfuckers got it. And I was
Really?
like, yeah.
They gave it to you over Alex.
Well, did they?
I'm sure there's a story there.
I'm sure there is.
Right.
We haven't sat down and chatted about it, but he goes, I tried to get this place.
I haven't seen him for a couple of years. Boy, he was fun.
He's great.
always fun,
He's
yeah.
always fun. He's been on this show 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
and he's one of the greatest guests of all time.
He's a blast.
A blast.
Non-stop entertainment.
And I know Rogan and all those guys are still friends with him. Schaub and Callan, all those guys from Fire and the Kid were here.
Yeah.
They were shooting a couple episodes the other day, and they went to dinner with him and Rogan and all that other stuff.
Wow.
Friday night. So
That'd
it
be
was
fun.
Oh, fuck.
Where'd they go?
Nice steakhouse, they said.
Yeah, they love steak.
Yeah, and the time that we had dinner with him, he took us to a nice steakhouse.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you walk in there and you're like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
The whole restaurant does stop
immediately.
And they're like, oh, shit, Alex Jones is here. I wonder how weird it's going to get.
Yeah.
He doesn't care, doesn't anything. He's just, oh, sit down. You're going to like this. It's great. And let's
good
get the
Alex Jones
sides. It's
impression.
fucking
Yeah.
fun. And it is.
That's great.
He's a blast of a guy. Made that one mistake, though. Just the
was
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Just a couple
A
shekels.
lot of money.
A couple shekels.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you?
I'll be here for the next minute and a half before I leave. Then I'll be at the airport. And then my Instagram, at Aaron Berg Comedy. My show at Street Famous NYC. It's on YouTube. It's on Patreon. Go to the Patreon. It's way better. You get so many bonuses. All the money we're making is going into the show, literally. I'm not even making a dime yet. So I've been building it, and my co-host, Andre Myrie, very funny. Check him out at Andre2999.
I wish you would have just put him on the fucking show, dude. I didn't know. Like,
right there.
I know. You could have put a mic up and we just had him on the whole goddamn
didn't know
show.
either.
Well, please come back.
Next time we
Every
come
time
back.
you come, the show rocks and
Yeah.
it's fucking hilarious. So
Awesome.
come back with him. Let's put him on the show and then
got
let's really go ham.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Plus, we have a quota to keep every month too.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't
Guys with
have
beards.
many black guests
Oh,
on the
okay,
show.
black. I
so
didn't know. Yeah.
yeah. And homosexual.
Yeah, it's true.
So
You
we
get-
don't
get
have
them both at the same
We got to
time.
knock it out. at
His
the same time.
cousin is Buju Banton.
Really?
Yeah, he's
What's-
cousins with Buju Banton.
What is that?
He's a reggae singer that's famous for doing like a very homophobic song that they like
Yeah.
protest.
Okay, I'm
and
into
stuff
that.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No woman, no buys.
No, it's
Nailed it.
different.
Nailed it.
What's
That
it
was off the
called?
cuff.
Fuck me.
It's
No,
not,
it's
oh,
not
it's called
called
Fuck
Fuck
Me?
Me. That's
no,
the
I don't
gay
think it's called
song.
Fuck Me. That's yep.
Boom Bye Bye.
Boom, bye, bye.
Yeah, it's about killing gay
Just
people.
throwing him right
in
off a
Jamaica.
roof.
Good shit. Good shit.
You're just throwing him right off the roof.
Bye Bye.
Get off
you go.
the roof. Get off the roof.
Kill a gay man with a stick. Throw a gay man in a fire. Watch out. Oh, you're dead. Oh, you're dead, you're gay. Nobody, boy, you're dead, gay. Not a mercy.
We're gonna end with that today, kids.
I love it. Thanks for having me.
We like
guys.
to go
Appreciate
dark
it.
at the end of the show. I love it. I love it. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. Get us to 10,000 reviews, and I'll shut the fuck up, dude. I'm not going to ask anymore. The advertisers want it. You know, you've heard me say it a million times. I'm tired of it. Just 10K, that's it. I think we're at 7. 3 more thousand, and then I will fuck off forever. I promise you. For D'Anthony Holloway, Aaron Berg, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.